Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel Interesting Tech, where I bring you interesting tech from all kinds of different genres. And today I have the Apple Watch Series 1. Now, I've owned this Apple Watch for about 10 months, I say. I got it back in November. Instead of the Series 2 when it came out last fall. Now, I decided to do this because one, it's cheaper, and two, there's really not too many differences from the Series 1 to the Series 2 to go ahead and, make that price difference worth it. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, here I have the Apple Watch Series 1. And for this watch, I think it's very nice. I got the Coco band with the gold watch itself, as you can see right there. I like this a lot. A lot of people got the black or the space gray and black band. And, I wanted to, something a little different, and I really liked this gold color a lot. So going into the specs of this was $269 at Best Buy, where I purchased it. I then also got the Apple Care, which was another 100, I think. Almost being total, it was almost $400. Now, with that being said, I think it was well worth it. I use this thing every day. If I don't wake up and put this on every day, my wrist feels weird. Now, I wear this on my left wrist right here, and I use this thing every day. There's not a single day that I don't, so I really do enjoy it. As you can see on the back, it is etched Apple Watch Series 1 42 millimeter aluminum case with the Ion X glass, composite back, and the WR-IPXZ or 7. I think that's 7. IPX7 is the waterproofing inside the watch itself. Now, it's not waterproof, it is water resistant. Big difference. I've gotten this thing wet plenty of times. I've had to wash it out where you put under warm water, turn it off, put on warm water, and rotate the crown to get it non-sticky and all that jazz, because sweat gets in there and the button. With that being said, this supports the S1P chip, and the Series 2 supports the S2 chip. The only difference is that the S2 chip has the built-in GPS. This does not. This is just a dual-core processor, which, it does its job. It does what it's supposed to do. Can't complain on what it's doing. This watch is splash resistant. It has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth obviously, has a heart sensor right here in the back. These sensors right here flash green and basically, measure your heart rate. Has an accelerometer and a gyroscope, and it has an ambient light sensor, so it does, dim down in the dark, area, and lights up as bright as it can when you're in the sun directly. Now, the display is an OLED Retina display with Force Touch. It only supports about 450 nits compared to the Series 2, which is 1,000 nits. A nit is basically the measurement of how bright something is, especially a screen. In this particular one, it's only 450, so it can only be as bright as 450 nits. In the Series 2, it's is over double that, therefore it is a lot more brighter in the sun. Now, I keep it in the setting of in the middle, medium brightness. That way it doesn't kill my battery. I prefer that anyways, so not a problem. Now, with the resolution, it has the same resolution as a Series 2 watch, which is 312 by 390 pixels, which is, not too bad. It's still a Retina display and OLED, so it's a beautiful and crisp display. Do not get me wrong there. It obviously has the battery inside is a lithium-ion battery. This thing says you can get about up to 18 hours. and it's charged by this magnetic circle right here. I like that a lot. It says that it can last up to 18 hours. Now, I am going to go ahead and say that I get way more than 18 hours in this thing. Now, it depends on how often you use it, to be completely honest. I have a friend that uses, that says he claims he uses his the same exact way I use mine. He said he can barely get a day worth. Now, I can get almost 2 full days worth of battery life out of this. And I use it periodically. I'm always checking the time. I'm checking my fitness activity. I'm always checking that, and I'm using my I use my timer a lot, and so I use it decently, and that's all I can say. And I get almost 2 days worth of battery out of this. Now there's been some occasions where I've only gotten like 10 hours, and I'm not too sure what goes on, but that's okay. But other than that, I really do like the watch. Again, this is the 42 millimeter watch, and it looks, I have a passcode on mine because I actually have my Apple Pay connected to it, to my credit card, so that's why it locks. Every time you take the watch off, it automatically locks itself. That way no one can just use your Apple Pay, which is pretty neat in itself. That being said, this is a really good watch. For only $269 compared to the Series 2, which is $369, whole $100 more. This satisfies just fine. Now, could you buy a Fitbit? Could you buy, something else, another smartwatch? Yes, you could. Now, if you have an iPhone, I really do highly suggest Apple Watch, because just the things they do to communicate to each other is just really, really, really nice. And for Series 1 to Series 2, Series 2 really isn't worth it unless you're a really big runner, because the Series 2 does have GPS. But the Series 1 is nice because it still tracks your running. You still have fitness apps you can get put on here, and still tracks how much calories you burn, what you're doing, steps, all that jazz. But in terms of price point, I do think the Series 1 is more efficient in that area. Thank you for watching my review on the Apple Watch Series 1. This is basically the Generation 2 of it, because when the Series 2 came out, they updated the Series 1 just slightly, just improved some of its specs and whatnot. So I do highly suggest this watch, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.